Oh, hi, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, I am Dina, and well, it's kind of like that's the name of my channel, sort of. That's my name in it, so don't be surprised. It's not like I have another name, but what I am doing today, I'm just going to get ready because I have to go into the office today, and going to talk a little bit about not just my channel, what I do on here, but also answer a few questions and talk about getting ready for 2023. So let's do this. All right, it is super early in the morning here. I live in California, if you don't know, and I am typically a very early riser. Usually wake up around 4 a.m. But when I'm on the ship, I will sleep in a little bit later. I don't know, it's probably the rocking of the boat. And that always feels really nice to be able to sleep till like 6 or 7, sometimes 8. I have had insomnia for a few days now, and I wake up a lot in the middle of the night. It just totally sucks, and then have a hard time falling back to sleep. Last night was the first night I actually slept all night. I have no idea what was going on. I don't know if it was anxiousness going into 2023. I'm kind of happy about leaving 2022, I'll tell you that. It has been, that was a crazy flipping year. And, just there were a lot of happy times, but just, still dealing with stuff. And, so there's a lot of sad times as well. But, yeah. Let's move on. I'm going to dry a little bit of my hair a little bit, because this is kind of the routine I have. I let my foundation kind of set. So, I'll be right back. Alright. Pull my hair back a little bit. Alright, so let's get into some of these questions. Alright. Probably one of my biggest questions that I've received is, what are my travel goals for 2023? And I'm going to talk about that. But let me get into some of the personal questions and get them out of the way, so you have a little bit to know about who I am, if it's your first time here. All right. So where do I live? I live in California, and kind of the central California. I've lived here for almost 8 years. Yeah, almost 8 years. So, but I've lived in this area before growing up, from like my high school to around 2007. And then I moved to the coast for a little while, and then I moved back here. Well, that's kind of been transition. Was it 2000? Yeah, it was 2007. And then, so I've kind of lived in California all my life. So this has been, and I probably will. I really do love California. It's got a lot of different areas. Like, you can go to the beach, you can go to the snow, and I know there's a lot of states that have that option, but that's what I like about California. And it's vast, it's big. So one of the biggest questions that I get, literally the biggest question I get, is how old I am. Because every time I say that I am a grandma, people go, what? I know I look young for my age, which is a good thing. I do appreciate that. But I also feel that sometimes people look at me and feel that I am just young and inexperienced and don't have a lot of wisdom, which, I mean, younger people can have that. I just feel that over years and time and my experiences of my life, I feel that I've gained a little bit more than what I had in my 30s and my 40s. And yes, I'm in my 50s. I'm going into my later 50s. So I'm currently 55 years old. Yes. Remember that song, Sammy Hagar? I know it changed. Can't drive 55. Well, I know it's 65 now, but anyway, if you don't know that song, well, you're not my age. Another big question I get is, what do I do for a living? Well, I've worked in education since 2000. Yeah, I've worked in education since 2001. But I'm very lucky that my retirement plan is like since I work for the state, technically, I work at a university, that I was under the same retirement system even when I worked for the local city government. And so I am very lucky that I have a very good retirement plan, which hopefully I will be able to utilize here in the next couple of years. So that's what I'm hoping for, but we'll see. And specifically what I do, I guess when people assume you work in education that you're a teacher, but I am not. I actually oversee graduation ceremonies and other type of ceremonies and events that are under my purview, basically. So that's basically what I do, and I love that. Following, I've done like a lot of nonprofit work, for a very long time. I worked in nonprofit, I worked in banking, I worked at a record store like years ago. I was like a teen, like 19, 20. And then I worked at a donut shop. That was my very first job. And so what else? But that's pretty much like I've like grown over time. But I've always worked like in some kind of nonprofit for many years. And volunteering, working, paid and volunteering. So anyway, that's kind of like what I've done for a living. I am married. Some people go, you never see your husband, you go solo quite a bit. My husband's job is very interesting. And he's a mechanic. It seems like he'll be able to take off anytime. But he had a motorcycle accident like a little while ago, and so he ended up using a lot of his personal time, vacation time, stuff like that, in order to take off and still have income, salary. So we're kind of like still been working on building that up, because I don't know, the way the system works, it's kind of sucks. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But anyway, he will be going on a cruise with me, hopefully this year. That's hopeful. We have 3 children, and if you haven't seen my channel in the past, the reason last year was so hard was because our younger son passed away in 2021, and so that first year was just, it just sucked, just trying to get through all those first holidays, first birthdays, just missing him. And so anyway, but I have 2 other children, and my oldest is 37, my daughter's 33, and between all of them there's 10 grandchildren, raised in ages ranging from under a year old all the way up to 16. So that's the big, all of that. I did get some questions like I've mentioned on my channel in the past about wellness and trying to become healthier and things like that, and what happened with that. Well, obviously nothing has happened with that, and but I'm thinking like every single time I get into a certain place in my life where I feel like I'm ready for it, something happens, there's things going on personally, struggles that I'm going through, and I am an emotional eater. However, this year I'm not going to focus on dieting or anything like that. I'm going to focus on what I have done in the past. It's actually just kind of helped me mentally. And I think anytime I do something physical, walking is it. Okay, walking is my like emotional, mental, like get it together type thing. But I'm going to do weekly videos just once a week. I'm going to really challenge myself this year with my 2 channels. I started on my other channel, Dina Gets Fit, with feeling like I was going to be able to document stuff, but I wasn't able to. My head was not in it yet. And so this year I'm really challenging myself to do one video a week on that channel, just documenting what's going on, kind of, and it's going to share a lot of that wellness type stuff over there. So if you're interested in any of that, you can go ahead and go over to that channel and subscribe to that channel for just those weekly videos of just talking about wellness. What are you feeling? What's going on? Are you having any struggles? How does that affect your physical well-being and stuff? So go over to that channel and check that out, because all the wellness stuff is going to be over there. And I'm not going to say I don't want to put myself into that thing like, yes, I'm going to do it. Yes. What I'm going to do in my head is think of ways that I can overcome some of my struggles with food and how I feed my feelings. That's it. Trying not to feed my feelings anymore. But go check it over on that channel. But for this channel, if you want to hear about travel, recommendations, reviews, cruises, go ahead and subscribe to this one, because this is the one that's going to give you all of that fun entertainment stuff, raw reviews. And I really do like doing first impressions of things that I get and buy. I have purchased quite a few things. I don't know what I'll be purchasing this year because I feel like I have everything, but you never know. Surprise! There's always a surprise, and I love that. That's what this channel is going to be about. And I'm going to be putting up 2 videos up a week. I used to have kind of my videos kind of scheduled on certain days, but based on life, it's going to be 2 videos a week. So go ahead and hit the notification bell, and that way you will be reminded or you'll get a notification when a new video pops up. I've also been asked about live streaming. I've done it once. I think what I'm going to do is I always do a wrap up at the end of my cruise about what I felt, the good, the bad, kind of like what everybody's putting up there, the good, the bad, the ugly, which is something I've done for a very long time. I've always said like what worked and what didn't work. And I still will be doing that, but I will be doing those in a live stream from here on out. So those are the only live streams I'll doing, because most of my videos are like vlogs or kind of review style. And if I'm going to be doing any of those, then I really have to like film those like this. But all of the final wrap-ups, recommendations and stuff, those will be live. So I will put a reminder in the last video of each cruise series or travel series that I will be doing a live stream on what day it will be happening. It probably most likely will be on a Saturday, just because that works for my work life well. But it could happen during the week if it works out, like doing it on a lunch break or something. Anyway, if you hit the notifications, but I will also put up a notification or a thumbnail or something with a reminder, so you can hit the little reminder on that one to be notified that I'm going live. All right, so put my eyebrows on, which they never look good to me. I always feel like one's higher than the other, but whatever. And put my mascara on, because that takes a little bit of time. Going into the office a little bit later than I normally do, just because there's not much to do, and I'll probably just work through lunch today. All right, so a long time ago, I did a video on bucket list items. I'm talking, this was a long time ago, probably like 5 years ago, right at the beginning of my channel. And I really did enjoy that, thinking about the different things. And I do have a physical list, like a written list of things that I want to see, in my lifetime, where I can just, you know, just have that moment where you just like are mesmerized by it. It's just like a good feeling. And anyway, I have kind of put a question that I got basically was like, if you could go anywhere, where would you go? What are your top bucket list items to go? So what I decided to do was break that down to a new list of just like my top 5, because everybody has like a place they want to go next, or maybe they just see like a good deal, they just decide, yeah, I'm going to do that. Well, this is kind of based on what I'd like to do over the next like couple of years, but we'll see if that happens. I mean, I don't know if it will, but that's the hope, because I also, I'm working still. Everyone says, you'll do anything when you retire, but I don't think that that's quite true, because I have family obligations as well. It's not like I can just take off for like 2 or 3 months, There's stuff that goes on in life, And also I have to pay for this stuff. So, like, I have to work to pay for it. I broke this down to my top 5 land and then my top 5 cruises. I do mostly cruises, but I do like a good land vacation too. I think cruising is more affordable, but I think in order to see things truly, you have to be there for a couple days, 2-3 days at least, to get the full experience of a place, not just like a few hours where the port stop. All right, so my top 5 land this is one that I actually was going to do in 2020, and well, and that was go to Bali. Been wanting to go to Bali for years, and I'm really hoping that I'll be able to do it. I probably don't think I'll do it in the next couple years, but I'm hoping 2025, maybe 2024. But as of right now, the way it's looking with what I want to do and what I believe I'm going to be doing, I think it's going to be 2025. Because it does take, it's kind of like, Australia. It's a very long flight. You're going to have jet lag. And then, then you have to, enjoy your time there. So, and then you got to fly back. So all of that is like days off of work. So thinking 2025, maybe that year. I also want to go to India, and this is the reason I was thinking of putting this off till 2025, was because I'd like to go to India and then to Bali, because I don't know, I want to say that's a little closer, but I mean, it's closer like in regards to geography. I don't know much about geography, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. But we'll see. Another place I'd love to go to on a land vacation is Africa. I have thought about that. I saw a video. He's a big time YouTuber, Fun for Louie. He's been out for many, many years. And he used to do a daily vlog and used to travel all over and stuff. And he's slowed that down just a little bit, just life, marriage, like people grow and change. So anyway, they went to Africa and did an African safari and went and saw different areas and stuff. And it was just really, really magical and beautiful. And I'd love to be able to experience more of nature and things like that. So I'd like to go there. And then I'd love to go to New Zealand. I've never thought I wanted to go to Australia, which is kind of weird, but I've wanted to go to New Zealand. If you're there, you might as well go to Australia too. But New Zealand is the area that I'd love to go to. And then one of my bucket list items, which I'd love to finish, is I want to see all of the 50 states. And I don't mean just like landing and saying, hey, I had a stopover on my flight and I landed in Colorado. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm like literally going there and experiencing some things. I've been to maybe half, I want to say half But I would love to do so much more, you know, and experience so much more in a lot of those places. Some of them I went to, like Colorado, I went to when I was a kid. Things like that. You know, I'd like to do something with a little more experiences. I did do some with Letty from Grandma on the Go, and we've always said that we'll be down to go do some more. And so maybe that will happen in the future. But I'd like to go to Texas and Oklahoma and Arkansas. I've never been to Arkansas. I've never been to the Dakotas, which is interesting. I've never been to the Carolinas. So I'd love to be able to do all of those and experience a lot of those things. Some of them I've been able to, I'm lucky enough to be able to experience some of those places because of work and stuff like that, like Illinois, and I went to Boston, like Massachusetts, and I've gone to Oregon, and my cousin lives up in Washington, but I've been there before for work, and, you know, things like that, you know, just different areas. And I'm lucky to be experience all of those places, all of those things. Okay, so a big bucket list item for me for cruising is going on a transatlantic cruise. I totally want to do one of those. Sometimes you can find some really good deals on the transatlantic cruises because you don't have a lot of port days and stuff, but they are long. And it's just working some of those little kinks out, you know, having work and stuff. Also, some of those right now are usually, transatlantic is usually like April, October, November, and those are really heavy times for me for work. And sometimes that doesn't work out for me to be able to do those. And so that, but you never know, right? I also want to do Tahiti. Oh, that is like, some people say like, why? But I'm like, it would be so beautiful to do a Tahiti cruise because you can hit multiple islands. I don't really know if I really feel like I need to stay there. Because I think I don't want to say I'd get bored, but I think I would want to go to the different islands, and I think a Tahiti cruise would probably be beautiful, like French Polynesia. There's a few that I've seen where they go to Tahiti and Fiji. That would be it right there for me. So both of those, like French Polynesia is probably more accurate in a cruise than just saying Tahiti. Also want to do a Panama Canal. And again, it's one of those timing issues, is that it's hard to get some of those in based on my work schedule when they're available and stuff. They do have some in January, and so that could possibly happen because January is probably the easiest month for me to travel. It seems weird. It's January and also like June, July, but usually those are like I do something with my grandkids. Oh, anyway. I mean, I do want to do a Panama Canal one, but we'll see how it goes. And that's just to experience like the whole lock system, a little bit of those different countries down in that region. A lot of them still stop by my favorite island, which is Grand Cayman. And it would be nice to go from Florida to California and then back in my home state. Oh, that would be great. And then my last one, my fifth one that's really high on my list is do like Ireland, Scotland, those areas, and that would be one that I'd probably do with my husband because he's part Irish, and so I definitely want him to be part of that. And then the next time I probably would go to, well, maybe not the next time, but his next cruise with me would probably be to like Italy and stuff. He wants to go to Sicily, and so that would be like whatever we do, we would plan that would be Sicily. All right, let's talk about 2023 cruises that I have planned. Well, it's happening in like, I think 11 days, 10 days, whatever it is, I don't know. I will be on the Carnival Celebration with Letty. So we have a wonderful balcony cabin this time. We splurged a little bit, so I'm kind of excited about that. I was looking at the price back a long time ago when we booked it, and I was like, oh, I don't know, you know. And then I was like, do it. just do it, have a good time. And so spent a little bit of extra money, and now I'm so glad that we did. So we're gonna have that little bit of extra space, a little bit of ocean air, and I think we're gonna enjoy that. And then and that goes to, where does it go? St. Thomas, San Juan, Puerto Rico, and Amber Cove. And so, and we've been to Amber Cove and San Juan, Puerto Rico before, and I was a little hesitant about booking this particular one. Actually worked well with my work schedule, but also one of our excursions, half of our excursion was canceled, and we really wanted to go see the waterfalls. And so we're booked on that again. So hopefully we will be able to make that this time. And then also we're going to go to the Monkey Land, which is, so Letty picked that out. So I just said anything with the waterfalls, and so that's what she picked, and I'm fine with that. And then it's just really good about us is like we plan very well, and I plan for a living, you know, event planning. And so have someone else kind of throw stuff out. I'm just usually down for whatever. And then in San Juan, our friends are going. Our friends from the Mardi Gras are going to be there that we met on the Mardi Gras. So this is going to be fun to be able to get on a celebration with them. So Elsie and Will be there, and we they're going to be showing us around another area of Puerto Rico, which is going to be super fun because they know Puerto Rico very well. And then we're going to go to Maho Beach and then see what else we can do in St. Thomas. We have no real plans. We are just going to wing it and have a good time. And I think that's okay. So normally I'd love to go and like see the island and stuff. Letty really they all want to really go see the airplanes and stuff. I'm fine with whatever they want to do. So we'll get a taxi, go over to Maho Beach, hang out, and then go and see whatever else trouble we can get into. Well, maybe not trouble. All right, and then in February, I have a work conference up in Vancouver. I do have some time to be able to explore there, and I've already seen some of our itinerary, and it looks fantastic. I know we have a lot of sessions, but we usually have like a night out. We usually have something with our vendor that puts on something, and I'm really excited to be able to show some of those things. So we'll be taking my camera. We'll be filming a lot of my colleagues and people that go to the conference, but I'm going to try to do my best to be able to film some of the stuff because I think it's going to be amazing. And then in March, I'm going on the breakaway. This is the first time I'm actually flying with NCL, so this will be a new experience for me, and I will share all of that information with you and see how that works out. I'm a little nervous about it because I am such a control freak as well. But we'll see how that goes. I brushed my hair out a little bit here. I have like a bald spot right here. Normally I like cover it in with like that like, oh my gosh, I keep saying like, with the L'Oreal Root touch-up. But I ran out of it and I haven't gone to the store to get any. When I went to the store, I totally forgot to get it. So is what it is. Maybe I'll wear a hat. I didn't get away with wearing a hat today. Need a little more curl there. So, anyway. Alright, that doesn't look too bad, right? Except for that bald spot there. Alright. Then this is going to be a surprise for pretty much anybody and everybody except one person, which is my husband. This is going to be a surprise one that no one knows I booked. Literally no one. And usually I tell a few people. Like some of my key people, my key cruising people, which is literally like 2 people. No, maybe 3 people. I actually booked the Carnival Venezia. Venezia? I hope I said that right. Venezia. I'm going to do the transatlantic. So hopefully, which is his first sailing, hopefully it will not be canceled. Because that was literally the only transatlantic that I would be able to do until I retire because of the timing, like I talked about earlier. Oh, I booked it. I booked a balcony even, so I splurged even more. And that was like a nice Christmas gift. And And I'm really, really excited to be able to do that one. It was just like, oh my gosh. So anyway, so that is booked, and that is for the end of May. I mean, it's the only transatlantic, I think, for that ship. And so it goes from Barcelona to New York, and then I plan to stay in New York for a few days. So that will actually, this will be the first time I'm going to New York. Can you believe that? I was supposed to go to New York for a work conference a long time ago, like 10 years ago, and ended up not going to it. So anyway, I'm super excited to be able to go. And the only thing that I really want to do in New York is go see a couple Broadway shows. Sounds terrible because most people say, wouldn't you want to see the city? I do want to see some Broadway shows. I do want to go see some landmarks, of course. I want to see, the 9/11 memorial. I do want to go see the Empire State Building and, stuff like that. But Broadway show has been like on my list for a very long time, like years, like since I was a kid. And I really do want to go see a couple Broadway shows because I don't know if I'll ever go back. I don't know. So that is a big surprise reveal for pretty much a lot of people. Then in September, I haven't actually nailed down which one I'm going to go on, which ship, but Letty and I and maybe a couple other people are going to be booking a Greek island cruise. Basically, that's it. We're focusing on Greek islands. It's going to be probably September-ish, early October, depending on whenever the cruise is going to be in that time frame. That's a good time for me to go. And it seems like it's a good time where the weather it'll be good, because usually August is super hot. This summer is super hot over there. And when I went in October to Italy, it actually worked out pretty well. I'm hoping end of September, early October will actually work out really well for us in regards to weather and be able to get around and stuff. Anyway, super excited to be able to do that. I was supposed to go this past year in September, and we canceled it because of all the stuff that was going on over when everything happened, and I had to make a decision whether I was going to pay off the cruise or cancel it, and I decided to go ahead and cancel it and almost regret it, but I kind of don't. So things happen for a reason. All right, and my last cruise that I plan on booking, but I haven't finalized yet, is that I decided this last year I was going to do a New Year's cruise, and I'm thinking this year I'm going to be doing a New Year's cruise. I'm pretty sure. Haven't decided on which one yet. I'm thinking I'm just going to go out of Los Angeles and just do something. I don't know. I haven't even really looked, but I'm sure there will be options. And my son's birthday is the 29th. So I have to work around that as well. I want to make sure I'm available for his birthday. Oh, anyway, yeah. So that is 6 cruises for this year. Will I throw in another one? Maybe. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment below on what you'll be doing in 2023. Take care. Have a great day.